Once upon a time, in a kingdom made of spun sugar and candied dreams, there lived a princess who hated pink. Not just disliked, mind you, but truly hated. While other little girls were twirling around in silky pink dresses, this princess was twirling around in the mud, while other princesses were having tea parties with their dolls. This princess was having bug parties with her pet beetle, Archibald. And while every princess dreams of going to the royal ball in a pumpkin carriage, this princess dreamed of climbing up the tallest tree in the kingdom and shouting, "Whoop!" from its highest branch. You see, this princess loved all things gross. And I mean all things gross. She kept a jar of toads under her bed, delighted in throwing handfuls of dirt at unsuspecting travelers, and once released a swarm of very angry wasps into the royal dining room just to see what would happen. Needless to say, no one quite knew what to do with her. The king and the queen were at their wits' end. And the royal tutor, after receiving several bee stings, had resigned in disgust. Then one day, as the princess was skipping merrily through the castle, humming a little ditty about a bug's life, she stumbled upon an enormous crate in the courtyard. Being the curious sort, she opened it up and found herself face to face with a rather grumpy dragon. Startled, the princess screamed and the dragon sneezed. And when a dragon sneezes, well, you know, it blows a whole bunch of sparks out of its nostrils. Sparks that ignited the princess's rather flammable pink dress. Now, normally, a princess in this situation would faint dead away, but not this princess. No, she was far too busy stuffing handfuls of dirt in the dragon's face, which really didn't help the poor beast's already delicate sensibilities. Would you stop that, please? It's hard to breathe. The princess paused, sniffed the air, then grinned. "You smell like smoke and brimstone. Let me fix that for you." And before the dragon could protest, she shoved him over and climbed aboard. She steered them both toward a nearby cave, which she declared was going to be his new home. Then, without so much as a "by your leave," she bustled about, rearranging the furniture. The dragon sighed dramatically. "I don't want to live here. Take me back to the castle and let me die of smoke inhalation or something." "Oh, hush, you silly beast," the princess said with a wave of her hand. "You need a makeover, and I'm just the decorator to do it." And so, to the dragon's intense embarrassment, the princess spent the next several hours tearing down his old wallpaper, which turned out to be a rather difficult task, since it was stuck behind several layers of hardened lava. Then she hung up some new drapes, rearranged his collection of slightly used skulls, and set up a lovely new table in the center of his cave. All the while, the dragon watched in disbelief as she cheerfully hummed and bustled about. He tried to complain. He really did. But every time he opened his mouth to speak, the princess clapped her hands together and exclaimed, "Ooh, a dragon's mouth. How fascinating. Can I look inside? Please, please, please." And the dragon, who really wasn't a fan of children, simply collapsed onto his couch in defeat. When she was finished, the princess stood back to admire her handiwork. "Don't you just love it? I think it's so cozy." The dragon threw his head back and let out a long-suffering sigh. "I hate it, but thank you. How am I supposed to breathe with all that furniture in the way? And why is there glitter on my couch? It's killing me." "Oh, you silly beast," the princess giggled. "Just act natural. Pretend you're a handsome prince, and this is your royal sitting room." "But I'm not a handsome prince," the dragon grumbled, although he did have to admit that having his cave redecorated was kind of nice. "Well, then act like a dragon," the princess suggested with a smile. And the dragon, who really wasn't very good at acting, simply rolled his eyes and went back to watching TV. And so the princess stayed in the dragon's cave for a while, watching TV and playing with the dragon and pretending that she was untrapped in a cave with the dragon. In fact, she liked it so much that she never even called for help. And that, my friends, is the kind of princess that no one knows what to do with.